And here we are with your inverse fair value gap strategy, thinking that you will do 200% here. Why not start with 5% here? Because currently you are in red. All of the strategies that you tested, yeah, you have some experience, I guess. But did we forget that trading is actually not about inverse fair value gaps and all that stuff, but it's actually about making money? After talking with many of you, I know that you're deep underwater after many years of trading right here. And still, you're so entitled that you look at these results right here as something not impressive. So here what we just talked about is actual trading. If you don't like that, you can waste another 20 years of your life. It's completely up to you. All right, guys, long time no see. I feel like this rant was literally just growing inside of me for quite some time. So thought that today is a pretty good day to let it all out and just spill some of my thoughts that I've been having about the trading industry, about a lot of traders that I've been speaking with directly, the private messages that I get, and so on. This is not a technical video. If you are here for the charts, you're not the Megahedam in this one. You're going to talk about far more important part of trading, because these days I notice that majority of those who call themselves traders are absolutely delusional. They lost touch with reality. What I'm trying to say is that there are so many traders who could earn like 20, 30, even 40% years that will help them task multiple funded accounts, that will help them get multiple payouts. And I'm talking about not only 4, but also 5-figure payouts and even 6-figure payouts in the future when they scale their capital enough. But the problem with the most traders and their thinking and their mindset is that they are so far from the reality. They are so delusional. They are so out of touch with what trading actually is that they care about another fair value gap strategy, another inverse fair value gap strategy, another unicorn model, another model that will generate them 8% months and stuff like that. Just stop for a second, look back at your trading career and see where you currently are. Have you made any progress whatsoever? And I'm talking about actual P&L. I'm talking about actual results. Have you got any payouts? Have you even got any funded accounts in the first place? And if you did you lose them, or are you actually seeing consistent results? Because what I'm trying to say is that getting a funded account, getting, let's say, a tiny payout, and then losing your account, and then starting the whole process again, then losing 3 challenges in a row, searching for another strategy, all this cycle will keep on repeating till you are literally 60 years old man, because nothing changes if nothing changes. And what I'm saying is that there needs to come a moment where you actually stop, look around, ask yourself if you're actually progressing, realize that there is a reason why even the best traders in the world say that 30 or let's say 40% year is a massively great year. And here we are with your inverse fair value gap strategy, thinking that you will do 200% here. Why not start with 5% here? Because currently you are in red, because your expectations are literally based on cartoons. Here is the realest advice that I could give anyone who are stuck in this process for months. Some of you are stuck in this entire cycle for years. I know traders who are stuck in this for 5, 6, even 7 years, not seeing a single profitable year. And let me break it down to you why that is the case. Simply because every single year, some of you even every 6 months, you change foundation of your strategy. What I'm saying is that if we look at the graph right here, all right, let me show you some drawings. Trading is not something like, let's say, ice skating. We are literally, the more you show up, the better you become. The more lessons you have, the better you become, the stronger and better tricks you can show to everyone, and so on. This is not trading, because just showing up and looking at the charts won't give you anything apart from actually slowly understanding how mechanics and price action works. But until you put everything together into one basket right here, everything that you are doing is absolutely useless. What 99% of you guys do? You trade one system for 6 months. Then you decide that you don't like it because it's not generating 10% months for you, or you're just not skilled enough to actually see profits with this system. Because first of all, reaching profitability with a new system that you incorporate it in your trading. Within 6 months, it's nearly impossible. But what majority of you guys do, you completely lose interest in it and you start again. So here goes 6 months of wasted time. What you do next, you start learning about another system. But again, it still doesn't give you what you want because you have no idea how long it takes to actually turn a trading plan, a specific trading plan, into a profitable approach, into a profitable strategy. So what you do, you drop it. You include something else, you change the foundation of your strategy. Here goes another 6 months. And what you do, you just keep on doing the same thing over and over again until you're literally 4 years, 5 years, and you have nothing to show for. So if someone would ask, oh, nice, you're a trader, you've been trading for almost half a decade now, yeah? All you could brag about actually is just all of the strategies that you tested. Yeah, you have some experience, I guess. But did we forget that trading is actually not about inverse fair value gaps and all that stuff, but it's actually about making money, not anything else. It's about making money. This is the first priority that you have. So what you do in these cycles right here after not being happy with your strategy and dropping everything in these areas right here, some of you do this every 2 or even 3 months. I know people who do this every month. You guys open a clean chart and start looking for a holy grail, looking for a 99% win rate strategy. You start looking for a 10 to 1 risk to reward strategy. You are looking for certainty. You are looking for a holy grail. Why? Because you go to Instagram, and on Instagram, what you see is an 18-year-old showing you a rented Lamborghini, saying that with this magic bullet strategy, he earned 500% this year. And even if you don't actually believe it, deep down in your brain, what you are thinking, what your mind is trying to portray you, what your mind is building inside of your head is that a holy grail is possible. Again, even though you don't believe, let's say, this teenager from Instagram or YouTube or whatever, the more stuff you watch like this, the more your mind and brain believes that this right here is possible, the more you switch back into this circle. Because right here, after not seeing what you wanted after a few months, you lose interest and you would rather start all over again than sticking with this one process and actually mastering it, actually testing it, actually changing, adding stuff, taking out stuff, that testing, and being stuck in this type of circle nonstop until you come up with an A+ actual strong strategy that eventually, after let's say 1 or 2 years, start delivering you consistent 3% month. But once again, this is so far out of reach for you, even though I know most of you believe that, oh, I can easily reach that. Try it. Try to reach 3% every month for the next, let's say, year. 3 multiplied by 12 months, we have 36% year. Try do that right here. If plus 3% month is not good for you, try to reach this a year. Because trust me, after talking with many of you, I know that you're deep underwater after many years of trading right here. And still you're so entitled that you look at these results right here as something not impressive. So this tells me that you would rather be stuck in this game right here, chasing something that doesn't exist right here, versus actually sticking with something, evolving a proper system into a consistent strategy that will eventually generate you something consistent, something that you could build your entire life on, entire trading career. Because the math is very simple. Let's say you didn't get a 36% here. Let's say you banned something like 30% here. If you're 500K funded, that year you would see 150K right here. Obviously, minus 20% prop firms taking their share and all of that. But wouldn't you be absolutely happy with this kind of result right here? I'm pretty sure you would. But again, your thinking is so first slow, even after years of trading, that you're stuck right here. You're chasing a unicorn rather than actually making money. So now let me tell you from my perspective after trading for 12 years, which I would say is a pretty long time. You don't have to listen to it, but this is just my advice for a lot of you traders. If you actually want to live out of trading, if you actually want to, let's say you don't even necessarily need to make it your main career or anything like that. You still can have your 9 to 5, you still can do whatever you want, but actually take some profits out of the markets consistently every quarter, because not every month is going to be profitable. Don't let 7 17-year-old gurus tell you otherwise. What you do after staring at the charts for a few years, let's say 1 year, 2 year, testing a few strategies, there's nothing wrong with that if you are starting out. If you are literally, let's say, 24 months into your trading career, absolutely fine. Go at it, test different strategies, because yes, at the end of the day, you still need to go into the arena, search around, walk around to have a better understanding the field that you are working in, what are your goals, and so on. But after that, what you need to do is go into the lab. And what I'm saying is that when you build a strategy right here, imagine that you're literally climbing into a pyramid. You're right here right now, and your goal is obviously to reach the top. How developing a system looks like is that firstly, your first system, your first trading plan is going to give you negative results. After that, what you do, you come back into the lab, cross some parts out, introduce new parts into your system, change them, test them targeting again, and then start trading with obviously a smaller capital or a demo account, something that will still give you some sense of pressure or anything like that, because if you don't care about the account, you are not going to take this seriously, so you need to care about it. This is where cost of learning comes in. Obviously, that's why I personally would literally just go for, let's say, a funded challenge or something like that, and use it as your learning ground. Risk 0.5% per trade. Your goal right here is not to pass quickly, because you don't even have a strategy to begin with. So there's no future yet for you. So you do this again, you introduce it to live trading. After that, you will notice that maybe you got even worse results. So what you do after that, you come back to where you started and maybe change something from here, maybe add something. And what I'm talking about, you're literally adding tools, indicators, everything that you spent your time right here, learning about the market and what makes sense to you as a person, what you think makes sense on a chart, you incorporate into your trading plan and you start to mix it into a one trading system. So you play around like this in your lab, test it, back test it, forward test it, you start trading it again, and let's say eventually after some time, what you see is that you're getting a break-even result. That is absolutely perfect, because what you just did, here you were losing. After introducing some new things, you'll start at losing even more. But now, like literally a math scientist using colbs and stuff like that, you're literally spilling from one into another, etc. And your entire job is to create one clear system. You're not completely changing and messing up the foundation of your system. You are taking stuff, adding stuff, taking stuff, adding stuff. You are literally playing around because you are looking for a winning formula. You are working on a winning formula, and then eventually you reach break-even results. That is pretty solid, because what you just did right now, you went from a losing trader to break-even trader. So you're literally already halfway to your target right here. When you're at break-even, this is obviously another hard time. This will be challenging, because now what you need to do, you need to get back into the lab. And by saying break-even results, I'm talking about not 1 month or 2 months or 3 months even, because one strategy from 1 to 12 months can literally give you break-even results first half of the year, and then literally deliver you 20, 30, maybe even 40% in the second half of the year. So this is why I'm saying you can't jump around too fast, because you have no clue how your year would look like. And maybe you already found a winning formula and a winning strategy, but because you jump around so quickly and you don't let the strategy to play out, you literally have no clue where you are currently sitting at. And the number one thing how you can know is by collecting data and doing the good old boring backtesting. Yes, backtesting results and live trading results in most cases will vary unless your strategy is literally 2 + 2 = 4. But in that case, you would literally could have an option to build algo and just go at it. Here, some discretion will be involved. What I'm trying to say is that this part is very hard, because you constantly have to come back to the lab, backtest, take something, add something, change something, backtest. Then it clicks in backtesting, you forward test it. And by forward testing, again, I'm talking about a proper amount of data. While going forward, you will automatically notice the parts where you can slightly improve your edge, where you can slightly actually see more and so on. Just obviously don't change the entire foundation of your strategy. And eventually, after months and months and months, you will start seeing slowly positive results. And eventually, you will be doing this in the lab trading, in the lab trading, in the lab trading. And when you reach the top, you will notice that whatever you change, whatever you cross out, or let's say add something, this is where you start rolling to the negative side once again. This means that you built your entire strategy to the point where nothing needs to be changed. You're generating positive results, you're seeing green quarters, green years. And yes, after 2-3 years of trading the same strategy, you will be able to improve a tiny slight bits of your approach because you will have the live experience, you will have the data and so on. But overall, trust me, you will reach a point where you don't need to change anything, because if you do that, you actually make things worse for yourself. So from that point, all you need to do is literally just live trade. From that part, you are not a mad scientist anymore. Your job is to literally sit in the boring phases of trading, watch screens, build a proper routine for yourself to not miss any trades, work on your psychology to follow your plan, because a working system is just half of the puzzle. It is as good as your ability to follow it. So this right here, working system, and you able to follow it to perfection, this is when you see profitable years, profitable quarters, and so on. So here what we just talked about is actual trading. If you don't like that, you can waste another 20 years of your life. It's completely up to you. My job with this video was just to help some of you guys who are not completely delusional about trading understand what it takes and how it looks like. So I hope this message reaches those who are in need to see this. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned a thing or two. And maybe I will see you guys in the next video, let's say a few weeks from now. Take care, guys.